Recording. All right, look it. Let's start off like this. First off, welcome to the weigh-in, and we're real proud of this episode we have tonight. We're working on, and we're going to enjoy it with you. We knew we wanted to touch upon this subject for a while, and we decided we would go upon this by being unscripted and just talk about the beauty of women, and we decided to call this
Ladies' Night.
Ladies' Night.
Who doesn't love Ladies' Night?
Oh, I totally agree.
It's a win-win.
It's such a powerful thing, you know. It's a really respectful thing for all the bullshit that they have to deal with. I mean, they are really held at the highest, you know. Well, of course, but you know, my wife puts up with me, and so does my granddaughters and my daughter. But you know how it is. I mean, but ultimately, they control the cards. They really do.
Absolutely.
And they make the world go round. They without women, there's nothing going on. And you know, and we're going to connect the beauty of women and what they mean to us in many different ways, either through our grandparents, our parents, our children, my customers. I love talking to women. I catch them in the bank and post office. I meet them in the store. I really can't get enough of it. It's just brightens my day. I come to work feeling, you know, pretty positive, you know.
When I really, really like a girl, like, sex is the farthest thing from my mind, and I don't want to make it seem like there's like a negative corollary with that, but it's just like when I really like a girl, it's just her personality that really draws me, and that's the only thing I can think
it's like
about.
somebody cool to hang with.
Absolutely.
You can't put a value on that. It's a phenomenal thing. It's fantastic, you know. And the beauty of what men and females do is the ultimate, you know, end result in a lot of relationships. Not everybody is resulting in those getting to the same point on that, but it's the beauty of just being a human being with a male and a female, the opposite sex. I mean, wherever that goes, it's all part of what we live for.
Absolutely.
That's all about life and rebirth and everything, you know?
It's funny to say this because I'm a loner. I'm definitely a lone wolf. But having somebody that you can connect to, like a companion, like, it means a lot. Like, just being able to talk to somebody and to just go through your day with somebody and kind of figure things out with another human being, like, it's really important. And, you know, and women are just such good listeners. Like, when I'm listening to another dude tell me something, it could be anything. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I do. Like, okay. Can you just
soul
get to
partner,
the end of it, you know? But like,
a soul partner, right?
Women actually listen. Like, you know, they'll look you in the face and they'll listen to what you have to say, and you know, and they'll try to give like the best opinion. Like, a lot of my best friends are women, you know, without a doubt. Like, I have very good relationships with women, and like, I can't understand dudes that don't have that don't see that.
Well, it kind of blows my mind, actually. I see it a lot, too. I just love to totally just open up. Whenever I see them, I just make simple conversation, and when they reciprocate, it's so pretty and so nice, because it's never like they go, oh, I'm sorry, I don't like, I really don't know you. Why are you talking to me? You never get that.
Yeah.
You can just approach a female and have a great conversation.
But you're coming from a genuine place. You know,
but also outside of the store too. I mean, I talk to girls everywhere I go when I do my businesses. I always have fine conversations, and you know, you don't bump into a guy working at the store too often wherever you might go. You don't end up with the same conversations. You do end up with a good conversation, but it doesn't go the way girl conversations go.
No, absolutely.
It's just kind of like brighter. It's a little sunnier. It's a 75-degree day with a light wind in Buffalo's waterfront. It's a beautiful day.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I definitely feel with women I conversate better with. Yeah. Because, you know, men they jump around on conversations a lot. When I have conversations with women, it tends to stay on one thing, so we get like more in depth. So like, we peel back the layers on a lot of different things.
Yeah, a lot of nuances come out from talking to women. As with guys, it's about like, you know, what you do on the weekend.
Yeah, then it's like
blah 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 blah
bang
blah,
bang,
blah, yeah,
click click bang bang.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
like they keep letting off and going to something different. Definitely that. And then you got to think about it. There's a lot of single women out there like that are raising kids by themselves and just doing it.
Well, it's because I think over the last 25 years or approximately 30 years, a lot of men have not really done well to hone their skills at being a really nice guy.
Yes.
You know, there are guys who are just pure, you know, like horn dog type dipshits and, you know, thank you, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, that kind of stuff. But, you know, women do like to be loved when they're having sex. It's not just about in and out, we're done. They want to be loved. They want to be spoken to nicely. They want to feel great. They want to feel better than they are.
And they want to hang out sometimes.
And they want to hang out.
Without doing stuff.
Yeah, because they're enamored with us the same amount as we are about them. And we always think it's like we're just hot for them. You know, women see a great-looking guy, a friendly fellow with his shirt off. They fall for that. They love that. The same way we fall for a beauty of, female flesh.
Yeah.
It's but it's the human condition. It's so unique and so original, and it's always changing. Like with all the empowerment that's been going on the last few years in America and around the world, I think it's the greatest thing ever. But a lot of people feel so scared of it and they're fearful of it. They feel threatened. I don't feel threatened for what?
Yeah, the ruling,
what's a girl gonna do?
Yeah, the ruling regimes of men are like, I don't know. They don't want that power supplanted, but it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. We can't solve it, right?
Like a lot.
But try to chill, right?
Most of the women that I know are the smartest, human beings that I know. Pound for pound, they're smart. Like I said, you got the single mothers who are making it happen. With the little bit of resources that they got, not getting a lot of help. From who's supposed to be the father. All the women who raised great men and great women. That didn't have a husband or like the masculine energy in the house, so she had to play both roles. So she had to, preserve her feminine side, but then also generate like a masculine energy. Like you got to give it up for those women too.
You see that in the black culture a lot too.
Yes,
I see that a lot. I remember when I was younger. I grew up on the west side of Buffalo, and there was a lot of Italians and Germans and stuff in the area we lived in, and I saw very similar situations, which reminded me of how in the black culture you see how the young boys like their aunts and they like their grandmothers, and they sort of help them along because the fathers are, it's not easy living in America as a black guy in the last 35, 40 years, and sometimes it's
shit longer than that.
Well, yeah, I'm just rationalizing the era that I'm talking about, and I think women have a way to know how to bring things down. They rock a person to feel comfortable.
Yeah, they're the matriarchs of the household. They keep a lot of things running. I know a lot of dudes who could not function without their girl, straight up,
You mean like a gentleman, a guy who might be your age? He needs his general girlfriend, right?
Yeah. She pays the bills. She makes sure that he hits his doctor's appointments. She makes sure that he's up on his student loans. She makes sure that his car notes paid. She's the one that's running his life.
It's like that in life anyway.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's laying his clothes out.
She could be. Some women take a lot of they get a charge out of the responsibility factor. Some women take it too far, where they get a little bossy and they think they can control everything. But a lot of times, it's that nurturing, it's that sense of satisfaction.
No, absolutely.
Like they can be taking care of a little boy, a little son, or whatever it is. That's what women are bred to do. It's a fantastic trait that they have. It's a power.
Yeah,
I love it. We'd be lost without them.
No, absolutely. And you see that even with women who never have, who have never had kids, they still have that nurturing instinct.
It's there, yeah. It's there.
Men can do it. But we're so clunky with this shit. We're like the suitcase falling out in the fucking airport. I didn't want nobody to see this. Okay, I'm just trying to make you feel
I got my drawers hanging out the back end of the thing. It's not closed right.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Women, they're definitely better at that.
Well, I've been married almost 40 years now, and it's been a trip, I'll tell you, man. And,
shout out to your wife.
I give her a lot of credit, man. She's a character. I love her. She puts up a lot of shit, But, I put up with a lot of shit, too. But I think she puts up with way more of my shit because, I am who I am and whatnot. But
and you need her as a support system.
Oh, yeah. Stabilisation, man.
I definitely believe that men and women, they prop each other up. I've always said that, with the women that I've dated, that they've always been what I call an enhancement. They've always added on to who I was.
Yeah, exactly. If you're in a relationship with a, married girlfriend, whatever it might be, a longtime girlfriend, and if it's going well, you actually get to the point where you realize, I can't be left without this woman,
Yeah,
and that's not a capitulation or anything. That's just reality.
When you really with a good woman, and you look over and you just smile to yourself because you oh my God, it's her.
Yeah,
it's it's no one else I'd rather
Stabilizes
be with
you.
on the planet. Like, yeah, it solidifies you.
Yeah, when you're out drinking with your buddies, you're getting a little too shit-faced, you're laughing, you're getting a little loud. You say you take your wife or your girlfriend with you, she gives you the look, you're drinking too much, you already know it. It's all you realize she's absolutely right.
Yes.
You don't want to hear it when you're drinking.
And like you
But,
could be the toughest, most badass dude, but she's the one that can cut through you. She gets through all the other layers
Yeah.
to who you are, and she can turn things in you to
She
allow
gets a
you
grip
to,
out of you,
Yeah.
and she says, look it, we're going home.
Yeah, and it's the right thing to do.
Sure.
And she's got your back, and you need that.
Wow.
You need that.
I think if more men started to respect women a little bit more, like we're touching upon and everything, I think they realize it's really not that hard to do, and you're not really tossing out your masculinity. You're just doing a good thing. There's nothing wrong with doing good things.
No,
you
not
help
at all.
old people cross the street. You help little kids. You help a woman out. It's no big deal, man. No, there's bad guys and there's bad girls in the world too. Don't get me wrong. It's not like all women are innocent, and all men are purely not innocent. I just think it takes a little bit of just catch your breath, relax, everybody communicate, and it's a lot easier to be friendly.
I definitely think like the male ego sometimes gets in the way where they just sometimes certain men feel like they have to dominate.
It's because they haven't had enough women in their lives. That's why.
No, absolutely, absolutely. I was definitely going to get to that point. Like when you're not around feminine energy, whether it's your mother, your sister, your grandmother, your aunt, whatever the case may be, like you don't understand how to be around. So it's not necessarily your fault, but at the same time, like it is your fault because like
you got to be unprepared sort of set of circumstances that you have no control over.
Yeah, and the woman is going to try to nurture what you are, and you're going to reject it because you're not used to it, and then it leads to that. I have to feel dominant. Like I have to dominate.
Yeah, feeling a void of something missing. Yeah.
And that does, and relationships are a give and take. So when you're with a woman that's giving, like you have to give too. And that dominant, that's like a shield. Men don't want to give. Like I don't want to let anything out because if I let something out, it can be used to attack me.
This is a psychiatrist quandary that's been going on for millennia. This is nothing new, but it's more talked about, more discussed. There's books written on it. It's more in papers. It's all over the internet. And because of all the things that are happening with the Me Too world that we live in, we're starting to get a better understanding of exactly what we probably should have known all along. I think we both sort of agree.
No,
we do. Some people don't
agree. Like women were not getting their fair share.
They definitely were.
And they were definitely getting treated and abused.
The pay inadequacies happening in Hollywood and in
all over
places and professional jobs.
Definitely, we need to revise these things, and definitely they're starting to get revised, which is good. But we got to give women the due credit that they deserve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's just figure like this: Rome wasn't built in a day. It's not going to happen overnight. But a slow case of understanding different sides of you and different ends of a story and how life works and whatnot. Nobody's telling anybody to say, look, you need to change like by next year or you're out.
Yeah.
No, let everybody adjust, and also people are going to make mistakes along the way when they're adjusting.
But
because men are so used to just saying stupid shit that we don't think twice about what we do.
Yeah.
But look, it takes time to change a course this way.
And that's another thing.
It's a big course.
Yeah, for the dudes out there listening, like, when you're talking to your woman, like, you have to take into account that she is a little bit more sensitive than you are.
Yeah.
And sensitive does not mean weak, but sensitive does mean, like, is receptive to the external stimulus. So, like, you got to think about the things that you say. You got to think about your body language as a man.
That's right.
And how aggressive a man that you are. And you got to be aware of that. Like, the number one thing that I try to do for women is to make them feel comfortable when they're around me.
There you go.
Like, I want, like, if any woman that's around me, I want her to feel 100% comfortable. Like she has all the freedoms and liberties, if not more, and just totally relaxed. When a woman's like that relaxed, and I'm relaxed. And relaxed.
That's a lover's GPS to success, man.
Yeah. No,
it sounds funny, but I mean, I just
no,
you're absolutely right, man.
No, definitely without a doubt. Like, and I see women in those type of relationships where, like, the man, you can just tell he's hyper aggressive and wild, and they're not comfortable, and like it's like you're living under tyranny. So for the women who are in those type of relationships, I hope you get out.
Yeah,
I hope you find somebody better. There are good dudes out there.
And if you do get out and you're having a good time, just remember, In our world, it's always ladies' night.
It's always ladies' night.
Thanks for listening to the episode. Take it easy.
Definitely ballsy. She definitely pushes the envelope. And once again, I'm not taking anything away from her as a performer and actress. But like for me, Madonna, I don't know if I'm biased because I grew up with Madonna as a kid.
Well, it's probably a little to do with it, but under close scrutiny, you can really, I think you're onto something.
Yeah,
there's no denying it. It's not now. I'm not the biggest fan of her either, but I witnessed it all happening.
Yes,
and a couple of my ex-employees, well, I loved her to death. A kid named Darwin used to work for us. Swore by her, loved her to death. Thought she was fantastic, And then I was a little anti her for a brief moment, but it is what it is. If there's anybody else that will top her in future years, I mean, there are a lot of megastars in rock and roll, and just call it music in general, not rock and roll. I mean, there's a lot in country music that are very, very powerful. I mean, it doesn't.